What do a Scotch egg, a rooftop beehive, and a tin of baked beans have in common? They're all food related, true, but that's not the link we're looking for. The answer, they are all cornerstones of one of London's most prestigious institutions, Fortnum Mason. This grocery turned department store is a treasure trove of historical tidbits spanning 4 centuries. Everything from a unique billiard table bought by the Duke of Windsor in the 1920s to a majestic mahogany staircase carved by one man over 6 years. A rich history which began with a surprising product, candle wax.
One of our founders, William Fortnum, was a footman at the court of Queen Anne, and one of the perks of his job was that he got to empty the candlesticks of the half-burnt candles every night. He used to take them home, melt them down, put new wicks in them, and bring them back to the court and sell them to the ladies of the court. This was so successful that this was the first product that William Fortnum and his landlord, Hugh Mason, sold when the shop opened in Duke Street in 1707.
That's why you will spot Mr Fortnum bearing a candelabra every hour on the shop's iconic clock, as he bows to his business partner, Mr Mason. Amongst the candle collection, there are honey-scented candles, manufactured using honey from the shop's on-site beehive. Built in 2008, 4 rooftop beehives produce honey for the shop, pollinating in the Royal Parks, rooftop gardens, and supposedly Buckingham Palace Gardens. And honey isn't the only sweet treat in store. The confectionery counter is the stuff of children's dreams.
The confectionery counter features some things that we've been selling since the beginning, so things like glacé fruit and Sicilian marzipan fruits and vegetables. We have Turkish delight made by a family for us in Istanbul.
And what better way to wash down a sweet treat than with a cup of tea in the Diamond Jubilee Tea Salon. Opened by none other than Her Majesty the Queen.
It's where we have afternoon tea that actually starts in the morning because it opens at 11:30. It's a wonderful room. It was designed by an Irish interior designer called David Collins, and if you have a look at the decor, it's related to tea gardens, even the chandeliers.
But the royals aren't the only family to have graced this room with their presence. The tea salon was once home to another prestigious family.
If you'd come here in the 1840s, you would have met the Fortnum family because this is where they had their apartments.
After the family line died out, the store was then bought in a management and client buyout, where people who worked and shopped here bought the business. Since then, the new management has continued to honour tradition while adapting to modern times. The Scotch Egg, for example, invented by Fortnum Mason in 1738, is now available in a range of varieties, including jalapeno pepper and vegetarian. Another long-lasting tradition that continues is the Humper.
We've been selling hampers since 1707, but of course they begin as travellers' baskets. But now, I suppose, a Fortnum's hamper says more about you as a giver and you as a receiver than almost any other present.
A present that can cost you anywhere from a pricey £400 to a steep £1,000. But luxury doesn't come cheap, as a cheque signed by Charles Dickens from the store's archives reveals. The writer's monthly grocery bill was as much as £37, worth thousands of pounds in today's market. Amongst the luxurious goods, we find a common household product, a tin of Heinz baked beans.
In the mid-1880s, a young man called Henry J. Heinz came to see us from Baltimore in Maryland with a carpet bag full of his patented tinned and bottled goods, and our buyer tried them and said, "Yep, like them." So we've been selling Heinz products since the middle of the 1880s.
In 2013, Fortnum Mason opened a new store in St Pancras International Station, the first new store since 1707. It has since opened another store at Heathrow Airport. And so 300 years later, Fortnum Mason is still striving to serve the country's travellers, be it with a Scotch egg or a tin of baked beans.